Hello blisters, welcome to another interesting session of our video today, and we're going to be discussing and also seeing how we can take our basic body's measurement. So if you've not subscribed to our channel, come on, now what are you waiting for? Just go ahead and hit on that subscribe button, turn on your post notification bell, share our video and like what we're doing. If you want to be a part of what you can do for the world to become a better place, why not share good news? You're very much welcome. Don't mind me because sometimes um today is for beginners. I always like to make it more simple. When you are a beginner, you can come across technologies that are so wide, sound confusing, you don't even know what to do next. You're going to keep going back and forth which video is actually okay for me to go through, which now you could research as well. There is no limitation to information gathered, but then before you go ahead to practicing anything you feel you need to research, you need to learn. Okay, so today, without no further ado, let's get into the business. And come here. We're going to be using this our Cameroon beauty today for our illustration and our basic body's measurement. So now, I don't want to use a cookie or a mannequin because most times it's really confusing and less relatable to some people. They're going to tell you, oh, why don't you do it? Now I'm doing it on a full scale body, so a movable, flexible body. So get into the first measurement for today. Now come close. I was just kidding. When you're looking at the body, you see that you have like two different compartments. Raising up your head this way, you can see all the way down your front body is sectioned into two. Using your spinal cord, your back body is also sectioned into two. That is why we have a total of 4 compartments when it comes to body's rating, basic body's measurement, body's calculation. Now, in an instance where you use the half of the body compartment, that means the measurement is going to be divided by 2. But when you use the full body scale, which is segmented into 4 compartments, the measurement is going to be divided by 4. Now, we have the vertical measurement and the horizontal measurement. The vertical measurement and the horizontal measurement. Now, the vertical measurement refers to the measurement done in point, on a straight line, on a straight form, without, having things going around your body. If I'm measuring from the head to the sole of our feet, that is referred to as a vertical measurement. If I'm measuring round the bodies, that is referred to as an horizontal measurement. So the measurement that has to do with circumferences, roundness, that is what we know or refer to as horizontal measurement. The one done on a straight line is known as the vertical measurement. So we're going to be starting on how you can position to take your measurement accurately. Most times what people do is when you hear a cross back, you just place your tape like so and you measure, or this and you measure. We're going to go into all those technologies and what you can simply replace them with that would make it easy for you. Now, this is referred to as the shoulder measurement, and this is a part of is partly horizontal measurement. Why? Because you're not going all the way around. It starts from one side and ends on the other side, meaning your body compartment is divided into 2. That is why I'm saying it's partly horizontal and partly vertical. But you can decide to keep it at one spot to make it an horizontal measurement. But we start with this measurement first because the whole body relies on this for it to be structured. There are some things you want to make, like a hat, a bucket hat, whatever you want to put on your head, and you would need the circumference of your head. And if you are making a hoodie straight dress, you might also need the length from the head if possible, because yeah, it could be like the side measurement from where you want your hood to start to where you want it to stop in most cases. But let's be real now. This is the first point you want to measure, okay? Your neck connects your shoulder. Your shoulder holds the neck. Some measurement, and all measurement needs the neck measurement or the neck circumference. How do you take the neck circumference? Start using the metallic side of your tape rule, registering 1 inch all the way. You now go across. She's smiling. Now, raising and making sure the person's head is kept at a very good angle, because you don't want to choke the person at the end of the day. Now, there are two methods to which you can measure the neck. See what I'm doing? I'm putting my hands across. Raise your head at 90 degrees. Okay, so my thumb has to be what is registered inward, with a little bit of looseness in between. Okay, so this can actually move round, okay, without choking the person. Your thumb has to be registered so you have more room in between. Or you can also use this method. And now you're not going to measure the smallest part of the neck. You're measuring the widest part of the neck. Place your tape rule at the gutter here, and then you cross it. And for her is 13.5. So now you need a book, a registry that you can likely put up your measurement. Now you take the numbers down. Next measurement is the shoulder measurement. A lot of people do this. You want to take the shoulder measurement and you're standing directly opposite to the person you're measuring, and you see them do this. I don't know how that works for you, but the best way is to tell your client to stand this way and your body faces the person in an opposite direction while the person is standing, in this other direction. It makes you see through everything that is happening here and also balance up with the person in this other end. For instance, that is one of the need while you should stand this way. Okay? So because if the person bends backward, there's a lot of volume here and you don't want that to happen. So head up. Look at the next shoulder gallop. I love calling it shoulder gallop. Some people call it the shoulder blade, but whichever one you choose is fine. Now this is the shoulder blade. Okay? Using an existing shoulder line on the fabric is not that bad, but the concept of the design is totally dependent on the person creating it. Maybe this is not the type of sleeve you would want. So now taking your shoulder blade measurement on an existing one might not really work for you. Okay, so what you want to do is to take the original shoulder measurement, asking your client to easily move their shoulder up and then down. So when you establish that, you simply place your tape rule right at that point, connecting the shoulder and the arms together. And for her, we have 13 inches. Raise again for us to be sure. And down. And with this, I know that my tape rule is measured at the accurate point, and I would be the one to determine the inches that I'm adding up to this measurement. The next thing is for us to start our basic block measurement. Okay, this is the full scale. You have your neck depth. You have this point as your shoulder slope, and you have your shoulder blade. You want to place your tape exactly where your neck depth falls, which is about 1 inch or 1.5 inch away from your neck block, like so. And you start to take your body measurement, the vertical measurement now. If the person is more of a matured person that has developed all body physiques, you want the person to wear the correct size of their bra, right? Firmly enough on the body before you start taking your vertical or your horizontal measurement. All right. Now, the first point on the body is known as the chest point. When you're done taking your shoulder measurement, your next point is the chest point, or you call it your upper chest line. Okay. And for hers, it is 5 inches. You want to place your hand about 1 or 1.5 inches away from your upper bust like this to determine where your chest line is. 5 inches for hers. And then the next one is the bust point, which is known as the end point. Okay, I don't want to call it in full. And for her, it is how many inches there, right? Yes. Good. 9 inches. So sometimes you want to be very short, and that's why you always have to interact with your client, because they own the body. You are just what is it called, a person that is going to be working for the body. Okay, so you want to re-establish your measurement by confirming it with your client. Please, the person acknowledge that that is the point, so it's not out of place for you to do that. And the next one is the under bust, making sure that your tape carries the curve, and for her is 11.5. And you move, if you are okay taking your waist measurement wherever you want to, then it's fine. But as a beginner, this is what you can do. Your hand on your waist, tilt to the softest part on both ends, okay, to the other end, and that's it. And wherever their hand rests on, and that is going to be their waist point. And for hers, it is 13.5. Another method you could use is get like an elastic strip or a roll or whatever rope to make sure the person tie it around the waist point or your assumed waist point. Carry out the same process, bending to the most flexible point on their lower body. And when that is done, wherever the rope moves to, that is the person's initial waist point. Okay, so you just take your tape down to that point and you measure. So let's continue. For her is 13.5. Okay, the next thing you want to measure is shoulder to your hip depth or your hip point. And that simply refers to the fullest part of the person's bum, okay? And you don't want to stand at the front like this looking at it. No, you want to make sure your client position this way. And this time around, you are neither at the back full scale, you are standing this way, okay? Where you can view the front and also view the back. And with this, my tape still held. I can see the fullest part of the bump and also see where my tape is. So for hers, it is 20 inches, moving it this way. But sometimes that might not work for you as a beginner. But make sure that you are scaling with your eyes from front to back. And for hers, it's 20 inches. The next one is, when you're done taking that, your client has to go back to the best position and you take shoulder to their knee. Okay? Move backward. Alright. Shoulder to knee. You have to go down. Okay? Remember, even if you're taller than the person, you have to take it accurately. So you just go down up to the person's knee point. And for hers, it is 34 inches. Now, what you want to do is take the person's full length. So measuring for the person's full length, I go over to the knee, like so, 34 inches. And I'm going to take it all the way down. Sorry, releasing pressure. Taking it all the way down. And for her, it is 50 inches. Okay, so now let's take vertical measurement. Okay, standing again. In this position, you want to register the first measurement, your hands. Now you can see the person is not lifting too much and is not also being tight. So I'm measuring the upper chest now. What you want to do is, if the person is really busty, you want to come to the front like this so you can get the full scale. And this has to be a little bit firm on the body, but not too firm. You can see my tape is movable. That's for the upper chest line, round upper chest line. And then you take your bust measurement. Raise your hand sideways. Okay. So when you do this, you are neither at the middle point nor at the right position. When you do this, you give the breast more room to accommodate. When you bring it to the side like so, you're going to make it tighter. So now, where is the right place for you to register your tape? Is at the middle, like so. Make sure you have one of your finger registered inside. And for this, we have 32 inches. Okay? From the back view, this is it. All right. Next thing we want to take is the waist measurement. We did that, right? We did the waist point. Just the same way you did for the waist point, the person is going to place their hand again on the waist for you to identify the most flexible point, bend, and bend. And wherever the tape falls onto is the person's stomach or waist measurement. And you want to make it firm. This time around, you want to make it firm. Okay, you take this one first. Okay, this is the waist measurement. Now, if you had your rope on up till this point, there's no point of doing the flexible movement again. Just register your round waist measurement on where the rope registers. Okay, the next thing you want to do is, when you get your your bust measurement, you want to take your round on the bust measurement. Now, depends on how you want your steps to be. This is how I do mine. I take the waist measurement first before the on the bust measurement. Okay, so if you want to take your round on the bust measurement first before your waist, is still fine. So now your hand has to be at the side for this one, because you don't need too much room. You want it to be as snatched as you can to help hold the bust up or in place. Okay, and for hers we have 26.5 inches. 26.5 inches, and that is it for on the bust. Okay, the next thing you want to do is to take your hip measurement. Again, you are standing at the side like so, but you're registering your tape at the middle point with your hand a little bit raised downward, and your tape well balanced at the highest point of the person's butt. Rotate. Okay, so that's it. Now, this is it from the back. The tape has to be at the fullest part of the person's bum, just like so. Firm enough and also flexible for you to pass your hands through. Ooh. Rotate to the front this way. Okay, so now you register it at the front like so, with your hand a little bit dropped down, and that is because from your torso point you want more allowance. Okay, so this is how to measure for the hip. And then the next thing you would want to do is to measure your round knee. That is optional. You can derive your round knee measurement by taking about 1 or 2 inches away from your hip measurement to mark on your knee measurement, okay, on your knee point. This is how to measure for a dress. There is how to also measure for a trouser, or you call it the pants. There's also a way you measure for shirts. There's also the way you measure for blouses, palazzos. Therefore, this is like going to be a topic for another day. And if you need videos on how to take those measurements, measuring for skirts, measuring for pants, it might likely come up on the page. Okay, so well, thank you so much for being a part of this class today. To well to like and subscribe to our channel. Share what you are also enjoying to people, friends, loved ones, and stay blessed. Okay, don't forget to turn on the post notification bell to get the notification whenever we drop a new video on the channel. Support us by liking, dropping your questions on the comment section, and then we're going to respond to it. If you have any requested tutorial and you are part of our offline class, do well to drop, and we're going to do so on the channel. And also, if you want to be part of the family, why not go ahead